People who are 40 plus and happy with their life. What is your advice to people in their 20s? Don't fall for the trap that your life needs to be one long narrative that you should be building. Life is best when it's a bunch of happy moments that just happen to be connected. Don't try to make your life into a novel. Make it a book of poems. I needed this. Thank you. I always compare my life to a movie, and it stresses the hell out of me because reality is never like it, but I guess this is life after all. Don't try to make your life into a novel. Make it a book of poems. This needs more attention. Where my upvotes at? This is amazing to me. Thank you for this. Chris Rock said it best. Now, people tell you life is short. No, it's not. Life is long, especially if you make the wrong decisions. Edit. The point is, you've got time. Don't kill yourself trying to do it all now. What I also take away from this, life feels short if you're actually living and having a good time. Conversely, if you're miserable and stuck in life, life feels never ending and you're only waiting till it gets dark forever. When I was in college, I had the chance to go to Europe, but I passed because I had to work at a warehouse. I picked staying at a part-time warehouse job overseeing the world. When I finally went abroad in my 30s, it changed my perspective about everything and everyone. Go to another country that is far away and different than your own. Cries in COVID-19. Agreed. If you have a little spare cash, don't buy things, do things. Most material possessions have a finite life. Memories last forever. I'm in my mid-60s and still look back fondly on adventures from almost 50 years ago. Maintain your friendships. In 20 years you will be so grateful for those people who saw you through marriages, children, illness and health. People who will go for a trip with you. Love your kids. Remember you as a young person. Friends are essential, but they require work. Don't be alone just because you don't want to be the person who reaches out to others. Alternatively, really consider who the people around you are and if they're right for you. Are you hanging out with people because you like them? Or because you don't want to be alone? Do you actually like talking to these people or do they stress you out? Are they improving your life? etc. This calls to me. Relax more. Don't get angry over little things. Take care of your teeth. This is the only set you're ever going to have and you don't want to neglect them and mess them up like I did. I've got crap tons of fillings which don't last forever and need replacement. A filling isn't as good as the real thing and filled teeth can break, requiring crowns. I have to and it sucks. Brush and floss thoroughly every single day without exception. Hell, get an electric toothbrush. See the dentist regularly. Ditch the sugary drinks. Unfortunately, I'm only 22 and I'm dealing with a lot of dental problems. For a long time I didn't have dental insurance or the money to get my fillings taken care of, and now I've learned it's more expensive if you wait and things get worse than to get a $200 filling done. Most of my teeth have fillings. It sucks and wish I took better care of my teeth when I was a teenager, but I brush 3 times and floss every day now, taking care of my teeth as best I can. I was a raging alcoholic in my 20s and thought I would never recover from it. I never found a real job using my first degree or my master's. Part of it was because I was always drunk. Part of it was the job market at the time. I went back to school in my 30s and found something I like a whole lot more. Now, I'm married, nearly 10 years sober, and have a great job. My point is, if you end up on the wrong path or don't like where you are, there's always time to turn around and change it. Too many people just assume they're stuck where they are and stuck with the issues they have. I'm not sure who said it, but once I read this online, don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. And I think about it all the time. Kind of relates to what you said. This is so important. Thank you for the reminder. I'm glad you were able to turn things around. When I was 22, an older gentleman asked me how old I was and then told me, Chad 303, when you are twice that age, you'll be twice the man you are today. I almost considered it a slight in that moment, but time has proven him wise. Here I am, twice that age and, in my humble estimation, twice the man than I was then. I believe this chiefly because I have learned that kindness is not a weakness. Humility serves you better than pride, and cruelty is a fool's game. Also exercise, so you are not also physically twice the man you were. This is my favorite comment in the thread. Thank you for sharing. Everything you get becomes something you have. Learn how to be happy having things instead of getting them. Edit. Kinda took off. Thanks for all the awards. I appreciate having them. I don't get it, honestly. Get a regular exercise routine going and stick to it like your quality of life depends on it, because it does. Absolutely. You don't have to train like a pro athlete. You don't even have to work out every single day, but you need to make it part of your lifestyle, something you want and crave. A 5-minute jog is better than a 0-minute jog. And stretch. I stuck to the exercises I liked and left out stretching. At 32 I'm rickety as ever. Been incorporating stretching and yoga since COVID hit and don't plan on stopping. Nice. Please smash the subscribe button to enjoy daily AskReddit content. Start saving now for your retirement. Avoid debt. Floss daily. Exercise daily. The biggest regret my dad has was not starting some sort of savings for retirement when he was in his 20s. He didn't start putting money into his 401k until he was 30 or so. If you don't have access to a 401k, look into getting an IRA or something you can just chip something into every week or month. Get into the habit of paying yourself first. I did that all through my 20s and I didn't miss one dime of the money. It gave me a great jump on saving for retirement and a down payment for a house. 30s is plenty early. Never rely on your kids to make you happy. They will have to move on to their lives. Plan accordingly. Save your money. I wish I could have backed the thousands of dollars I threw in the fire partying at clubs. This advice hit me hard. Instead of partying in college, my aunt saved her money and retired in her late 30s. Now she just does missionary work and has visited over 100 countries. Wish my parents were as educated and made similar decisions. This whole thread is wholesome af. I'm 32 but I wish I would have spent more of my 20s listening to advice of slightly older people rather than trying to prove that I could figure it out on my own. Imagine how much energy I could have saved. Same here. Amazing thread. I'm turning 32 this month and this is exactly what I needed to realign my priorities. You are never too old or too deep into something to just start over. If you aren't happy, do something else. I've read about people taking up marathons at 50. For me, every day is potential for a new start. Don't like how I felt yesterday? Then I guess I'm doing something different today. I'm 50 now. So much left to do and so much time to do it. Smiling face with squinting eyes. Go have an adventure of a lifetime. Don't put it off. Make plans for your money. Stay out of debt. You don't need that new car, watch, handbag etc. Material items are not worth your sanity. Have a 3-6 month emergency fund. Don't waste time on anyone who disrespects you. Have a backbone but don't be rude. Not everything needs your reaction. Find someone who you can spend endless time with. Talk about ideas not people. Above all forget what anyone thinks. I'll be 41 this year. As an unemployed 21-yo, I've always been so anxious about my future. It's actually reassuring to know I check most of those criteria, even though I'm struggling a bit at the moment. Thank you for sharing your experience, and I hope you're doing well yourself. Student debt has made this nearly impossible for an entire generation, and generations to come. Wear sunscreen. Moisturize your skin. Do not go to tanning salons. I'm a dude. That Wear Sunscreen song came out when I was in high school and I took that shocks to heart, and now I'm wrinkle free in my late 30s. Calm the duck down. Seriously, I panicked my way through my 20s. When shocks goes wrong, stay calm and think logically. Act like the person you want to be. Wear sunscreen. https YouTube. watch v equals stj7 as bajoy. Wow, this was amazing. I'm too dark for the sun to ever catch me slipping. I'm financially happy. So my advice in this regard is to not use your credit card unless you are 100% sure you can pay it off that month and it's not a burden. Don't go into debt. I'm also happy with my children who are polite, intelligent, and happy themselves. My advice there is to always be true to your word with them, and always say please and thank you. Experiences over materials items. You are not going to remember that pair of shoes, or that expensive item, or if you do, the memory won't compare to that awesome adventure you went on, or that great night out. When you have to buy something material, and it is going to cost more than $50, consider buying something that might last your whole life. If you're going to buy something, better if you can make it a one and done situation. Go to therapy. Figure out what your insecurities are, why you have them, and how to deal with so that they don't define the rest of your life. Talk about your issues from childhood and your teens. Yay. Everyone has issues even in their 20s. If you don't do it now, you will make decisions based on or driven by those issues, and that will put you on a path you may not like. Yup, it takes years to sort through baggage and failed coping mechanisms. Deal with it while you're younger, so first of all, you have time to overcome them gradually, and second, so you don't have to keep dealing with that shocks the rest of your life. If you aren't sure you want kids, make sure you are sure before you have them. I dodged a couple of bullets over the years, and don't have any kids. I see and hear all the crap other people have to go through, and I don't think I could handle that level of stress in my life. I'm very glad to be childless. Of course some people love kids, and should have lots of them. That's just not me, and it might not be you too. Wear a duck-in condom. I have a feeling you either have a kid or an STD, or both. Fail to plan? Plan to fail. 1. Identify your goals and values. Don't confuse a step towards your goal, job, for the goal, peace of mind, happiness. 2. Don't fight reality. Reality is all there is. Don't waste time wishing it was different. Don't invent things that are not true. Reality is enough just as it is. 3. Make choices based on your new framework, goals and reality. Small daily choices are super important. 2. Doesn't sound like very presidential advice. Don't marry someone because you think it's something you have to do. The same goes with having children. I've done neither, even though my family has always hounded me to, and I'm incredibly happy with where I'm at. I can't think of how miserable I'd be making commitments like those just to make others happy. Put yourself first, people. If you haven't started some investment for the future, now is the time. Get out of that creepy cult while you are young. Live your life free of your parents' cult. I was raised in the Mormon cult. Yep, if someone only cares about their relationship with you based on your potential willingness to be in their cult, that's going to hurt later. Still relying on my parents for financial support. I'm in college, but once I graduate, I'll do just that. Don't fall victim to peer pressure and settle for a mate that isn't right for you. Didn't find my wife until I was almost 30, and it was totally worth waiting for the right one to come along. 30. Isn't old, oh god. If you are lucky enough to have the love of a good woman, support her and she will support you. 2 heads are better than 1. I don't what I'd do without my ass. Never take one day for granted. Get out there into the world and enjoy it. I'm 45 this year and plenty of my peers didn't make it and wasted their shot. 3 hobbies. 1 to keep you in shape, 1 to keep you creative, 1 to make you money. Stop ducking worrying about what people think. Marry someone you like hanging out with. My simple advice is to own as little as possible. Having minimal possessions has made me happier and more focused. This isn't about sacrifice or going without. It's about finding pleasure in what I already own. If a friend buys a new jacket, I'm happy for him, but it wouldn't motivate me to buy one. There's a certain zen calmness when you get off the consumption treadmill. Know your worth and your potential. Save, save, save. Don't put up with abusive, toxic people. Travel early, before starting a family. Diverse experiences allow you to broaden your worldview and adds ton of perspective. Work hard, no matter the job. Do it to the best of your ability. It pays off. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Live within your means, and when possible saving for the rainy day. Start planning your retirement now. Accept that it doesn't always work out in the end. There is no magic balance that says if something awful happens, something good must happen later. Not always winning or being happy is part of life. The sooner you find the tools to accept that, the sooner you can achieve your goals. All of the tangible actions mentioned here are reflections of understanding your values. Figuring out what your values are hastens the maturation process. The reason people say go on adventures is because it forces you to understand yourself. And honestly, get off Facebook and Instagram. The secret to happiness in life is low expectations. Having unmet expectations makes people unhappy. Keeping your expectations low ensures that they are met more often. Don't confuse this with being cynical all the time. Be optimistic and work in good faith. Just keep your mind in check with how any given event will turn out. Just what I was used to give happiness. I totally agree. I'd even say to try and have no expectations as much as possible and then be grateful for all the good things that happen. Bad stuff is a part of life and we know that. Focusing on the good and being in the moment is where it's at.